in a cold day of ice weather and rain, and you get out of the backwoods, have a horse behind you, and his number one fan behind him, and me, C-Double. Ladies and gentlemen, this is All Wrestle Talk Nation. I am C-Double. This is my partner here, Hoss Michaels. He will be at Disciples of Christ Wrestling Ministry shows this Saturday, April 4th, Champions Rising, and detailing that later on in the show. But with this, it's All Wrestling Talk presents Indy Superstar Spotlight. My special guest, Miss Kathy Owens. Miss Owens, thank you so much, the Kitten Wrestler. Thank you so much for being a part of the show.
No problem.
So, all right, we're going to just jump right into it. You know, number one question that people like to ask, so I'll be the milk dud of the Federation here and ask, what was the reason that you got into wrestling? Why did you wanted to go for it?
When I was a child, I was watching TV with my father, and we were flipping around, and wrestling was on, and I did not know what it was. And Andre the Giant was on there, and he was huge and scary, and I needed to know what it was all about. My dad explained wrestling to me. And Matt wrestled in high school, and then a couple of years later, I worked in a pizza place with a girl that I went to high school with. And she was like, hey, we wrestle across the street. So I went over there, and I started training with Tony Fox. And here I am.
All right. All right. You got a question, or?
You just asked it, right?
All right. Don't worry. If you have questions, pat me on the shoulder or something. All right. Next question is, you know, being a woman and all, and being in the wrestling business, you know, there's obviously challenges that everyone has to go through. What was the biggest obstacles you had to go through? I mean, was it, you know, just you said you were a wrestler with the amateur background, so you obviously had an idea of what to do, but obviously it's different in the ring versus, you know, being on the mat. And what was the biggest transfers for you in that? And also, was it developing your persona? Was it learning how to get out of your shell? What was it?
It was pretty easy developing my persona. My persona is a smart-ass cat. I pretty much live as a smart-ass cat every day. So that works. And I guess it's tough to not be smart at. Like, when you're in a predominantly man world, you're the smart at. And it's hard to get past that and to prove that you're one of them and you're not just some dumb girl in the back.
So, all right. Now let's go ahead and talk. Let's talk about your training. What was your training being set up as? You know, did you train under, you know, obviously a guy, woman, whoever, but who were the people that really helped you out when you were training and even having a little stuck in the road moments?
The people that really helped me out was when I started with Tony Fox, and he is known as also Boy Tony, and he went to his training school, and then there was a guy named John Caesar went to the tag team Heartbreakers, and he said if I would help him with his training class, he would train me for free. I got a really good training from him, and then along the way I had people like Shane Morton that helped me out, let me work for him a lot when they didn't have to. I had some really good people in my corner when I started.
That's cool. You guys have any questions? No? All right.
Yes.
All right. What about paying dues? You know, in this business that we're in, we have a lot of guys. They come in, and it's like, you know, hey, get the bags. Hey, help with the ring. And you get some looks, and then it's like, you know, back in the day, that was paying your dues. How was paying your dues for you when you started?
I definitely helped with the ring. Like I said, I helped with the training class to get free training, and I also worked for nothing for quite some time, just to get seen.
All about the hot dogs and nachos at times.
I didn't get hot dogs and nachos, man.
Hey, look, if you like, come on over Saturday night. We'll have hot dogs and nachos, and I'll even throw it in a soda since you know we don't give away sodas. That's like the high dollar stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
So tell me, you know, you actually got. I know we were talking when we were setting up doing the interview. You were telling about some of the people that you already saw that I've had on the show, Aja, Jessie Bell. But tell me some of your favorite people that you've worked with in the ring, and kind of for no one, if people didn't see you on your videos, if you had to explain who you were or who you are to someone, how would you describe yourself?
Try to explain who I was to someone.
Yeah, like your character. What's the persona of your character?
Well, when I started out, it was sex kitten, and it was more of an ironic thing where I came out and believed I was the sexiest woman in the world, but I sat really grumpy and stiff in my armpits and such. And then I dropped the sex, which became the kitten. So it's just a whirlwind of cat time. I wear kitten type tights and ears, and I do lots of cat things, and I attack people like cat, and I have cat-based moves, such as the litter box drop is my finisher, and the kitty claw face.
All right. So let's talk about some of the wrestlers you've wrestled against. Who are some of your favorite opponents that you've wrestled with?
You mentioned Jessie Bell. She's about like the funniest person ever to wrestle with. Let me see. I got to wrestle Leilani Kai, which is a big thing for me because I loved Leilani Kai growing up. She was one of my favorite women wrestlers that I watched a lot in the early years. And I got to wrestle her, and I got to wrestle Awesome Kong, which was amazing. And I got to take her back fist, which was also amazing. And I wrestled Jessica Havoc, who is just a delight. And I wrestled a lot of people.
Wow. How long?
It's been almost 14 years in May that I've been wrestling.
All right, 14 years. So from now to when you started, how has wrestling changed? I mean, and we can even talk about how social media has played a big role in it. But how have you seen the wrestling landscape change, in your opinion?
Well, as far as women's wrestling, there used to be real women wrestlers, and now like a good portion of them are just fake titty girls who blow spots.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go ahead and say that out loud.
No.
And I don't ever claim to be the best. I don't ever claim to be good. I'm just here and I do what I do. But I know that when I turn on my TV and I watch WWE and there's just a bunch of women ruining everything, it pisses me off when there's like really great wrestlers out there working really, really hard in the independent scene who deserve to be on television because of their craft, not because of the way they look.
Yeah,
and that's upsetting for me.
Yeah, too many Barbie dolls in the business. This is where I like to ask people, and we're going to go into the WWE and how they have really lost their way, because there was times they had the golden era of their women wrestlers was with they had Trish, Ivory, Jazz, Lita, on and on and on. You even had Molly Holly. You had a good roster, huh?
Mickey James.
Yeah, Mickey James. But you had a good set roster that actually could give you a good storyline. But what I wanted to ask you, you have Japan, you have Shimmer, Shine, you have TNA, you have WWE. All these wrestling promotions, money's no object. You get to pick where you go. Even with your character, be the same. Where would you want to go to just test yourself at?
Well, I would never want to go to the WWE because they don't have that work. Don't have that in me. Plus, I'm pretty old these days. But.
Oh, no, you're fine. You're fine.
I mean, Shine is a fantastic place. There's lots of really good talent there, so that would be a good place to go. I'm not really into TNA either, to tell you the truth. I only watch it because Jessica Havoc, but
she is very impressive. The match with her and Awesome Kong, I was very impressed with. I really was. I didn't.
Yeah, I can't think of another girl who deserved it more.
Yeah. What is it about? What do you feel? We just talked kind of like that golden era where the women wrestlers, but has it just been more the companies are focused more on the prettier chicks and not women that know wrestling? You got a lot of women out there like. It's a lot to me. It's a joke when Brie Bella is your Divas champion and you have Natalya who comes from a wrestling family that can take care of the women's division, and then her and Paige can have a really good feud. But
Yeah.
what's your opinion? What do you think they're just missing it?
That's what missing. Women like Natalia and Awesome Kong are beautiful to me because one, they're pretty people anyways. But three, they have the ability to actually go out there and kick ass and do a really good match. I mean, like I think it was Nick Chabella maybe on the Mania, on the WrestleMania. Her like DDT was horrible.
Oh God!
And I'm like, can you not even pull off a good DDT for WrestleMania? Like, can we please get a decent looking girl that can wrestle her ass off? It's just some girl that everybody wants to whack it to.
I mean, that's what we were saying. You know, it's like, it's sad whenever Divas match is on, the first few things you're going to hear guys go is piss break, lotion time, you know, hell, I mean, we've said it all here. You know,
I just mute it.
Yeah, mute, walk, you know.
I was in a room with a bunch of guys watching WrestleMania. It was me and one other girl and then like 10 guys. And when the girls match came on, it really was, oh, I'd stick it to the Bella Twins. Oh, Paige is pretty freaking hot. Blah, blah, blah. It was nothing about their wrestling abilities.
Yeah, we like Paige. I mean, we saw some matches like on NXT with her, and then her indie stuff is very good too.
Yeah, she's good. I think it was her that did that awesome beautiful drop kick.
Yeah. And I mean, she worked most of that match, and AJ got the hot tag and called it a night. But in what, you know, in your views, you know, you see some of these women that wrestles. I mean, yesterday Jessie Bell was very, very blunt about the business and the way these women just don't take their craft. How do you feel about that?
Do
they respect? Do you feel like the women that are trying to be wrestlers now, do they respect the craft, or do you feel like some are still just being disrespectful and wanting to still be Barbies?
And she was it's kind of like, you know, but of course she didn't have that like that, and she got started with I know, and like Sarah did right, it's fantastic, but I guess I don't want to go this much. Like, she doesn't make it because I think I meet girls every day that are attractive enough in my eyes, and that can wrestle the best off. So I don't understand why that can't be what is showcased women. Why it has to be
There's a woman wrestler that I've seen on TV that I'm very impressed with. She actually was in the Tough Enough. Her name is Eva Lise. Valquez. She's the Huntress. What I look at her and I see she could probably go into any organization done the right way. She could actually really be one of the top wrestlers there. Why are women
I mean, professionally,
yeah,
she's really good, and I would declare when she was up. Like, it's funny that you brought her up because I had a personal conversation about her last night. I don't think we like each other very much, but it's okay.
Yeah. Well, in the business, we all have people like that.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say was, you know, you got Jessie Bell. She's very passionate about. They call her like a female Roddy Piper. I've seen her work.
Yeah.
I've seen her, you know, literally. There are things, you know, she'll say, and it's like you go, dude, if she was in an organization, one, they'd be trying to tell her not to say it, but two, the fans would be so behind her, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And then I see your stuff. Dear God, you showed off the black eye that you got, and I'm thinking, well, was it a fight? You know, and it's like, I don't know who looked better, you or the person that got his jaw jacked, because my God, you put it to him too. So,
well,
you know.
I mean, that black guy recently came from working I worked for IWA. I never thought I would work for IWA. You have to do a tryout to be on there normally. And I had just like a week before been saying, oh, well, I'm never going to really try out to be on IWA after that. Whatever. And then a friend of mine, John Wayne Murdoch, called and said, "Hey, there's an opening on Prince of the Death Match. It's all men, but you can be one woman. Do you want to come fill in?" And I was like, "Sure." So I went and I wrestled a Viking from the Viking War Party, who is like just a giant friggin' man, 10 times bigger than me. And I beat it out with him pretty hard, and I even slammed him. It was awesome. And then, but he won because he choked slammed me off the side of the ring. So.
Yeah, you heard that. She took a choke slam from the side to the side of the ring. So it wasn't no choke slam in the mat. You're 1, 2, 3. You're done. No, she's out the ring. Oh my
yeah,
God.
off the ring into the carpet strip.
There's many guys that won't take that.
Yeah, many guys. I know a bunch of guys that'd be crying, saying, "Oh God, no, I don't take that." Yeah. What? All right. Let's talk about this. Where you have your locker room, or you have the ring, you have the locker room, and you have the road stories. But what I want to know from you is, in the industry that we're in, a controversial topic: women versus guys. Some organizations do it, some won't allow it. What do you feel about it?
Well, here's the deal, Pickle. People want to see an underdog story.
Yeah.
And in almost every situation, the woman is the underdog because the man's all big and bad and she's a little woman. And so it gets a good rise out of people. People like to see that, especially when the woman fights back and when she happens to win. So people really like that. And I know it probably stems from a touchy place, like domestic violence and things like that. But it works and it sells.
Yeah.
And I agree with you totally. I don't feel any reason why men and women shouldn't wrestle each other. We're all humans and equal. We might as well fight it out. And if it works for the show and people enjoy it, even better. Because if not for the fans, you wouldn't have a show. So you do what the fans want.
Yep. So glad you mentioned that because that's always a good little thing to, focus on. Yeah. I know you guys would work because, like I said, she's got that hardcore style. Tell how long have I know you said 14. You said 14 in May, but tell your style. Have you been doing hardcore all these years, or what is it? Tell us the style that you wrestle in.
Well, when I started, I did anything I was asked to. Really, I did a lot of hardcore stuff in my early years. I did a lot of hardcore matches and dance matches and like doing matches with thumbtacks and such. And then I broke my back and got pregnant at the same time. So I was out with broken back and having a baby. And then when I came back, I did mostly town shows, and then I started branching out doing customs. So there's not really a lot of hardcore action in customs. It's mostly normal wrestling and weird stuff. But and then recently I decided I want to kind of get back into some hardcore stuff. About 2 years ago, I had a shoot that I ran as my own for my custom classic bronze wrestling. And I did a hardcore match with a friend of mine. And it turned out really well. And it kind of like lit a fire back in me. That's what I'm into. So just landing the job at IWA works for me because now I get to be Queen of Death Match, things like that.
I'll come work for free and work in a hardcore.
That's Hoss Michaels. He's, like I said, he's been listening to this and he's going, I'd work with he'll work with anyone. So he really would. He's not just saying.
Hey man, I worked at a Viking once. I don't know if you want to mess with me.
I'll take anything you want to give me. So I'm one of those guys. I'll do anything.
Oh, he is actually. Let's go ahead and ask or bring up this stuff to ask. In the matches that you've been through, dealing with the people and everything, let's say you just had a hardcore match, you've done a match. Describe the look, because I got to believe it happens. I asked Jessie Bell, and she said it's just funny. But you just had one of your hardcore matches and stuff, and you walk to the back, and someone's looking at you going, damn, I got to beat that. Has that happened? Yeah, please be honest. I don't, don't just say, oh, no, we all work. No, come on.
No, it's true. No, it's true. And sometimes people just say it. you go to the back or somebody comes to the back and everybody's like, damn, I got to follow you, really? You know, it's kind of upsetting. I know that nobody expected what they saw out of me at IWA. I know that everybody said that, you know, they thought I would just kind of show up and have a little bit of a match or something. Nobody expected that I would go that hard and that I would be that bloody and just smile about it.
Yeah, one of the pictures you sent me was the one of you bleeding and had a person's head bleeding. I'm like, okay, I don't think that's family friendly. That's good. So, yeah, how does, like, because you said, you know, you had a kid, back broken, know that feeling. What is it like having a family and being in wrestling and being involved in these matches? Do they get scared? Do they try to say, Mom, please stop? Or, you know, are they like, hey, your dream, go for it? You know, what is that like?
Oh, yeah, no, my kids love it. I have a 16-year-old and a 7-year-old. They absolutely love it. They come to my shows as often as they can. They came last week and watched the wrestling. They're all about it. They like, as soon as I get downloads of my matches, they want to watch all of them. And they think it's pretty great.
All right. And by the way, the person that's with me is kind of perfect for it because his whole family is in the wrestling. Literally, his dad's a wrestler.
My uncle.
His uncle's a wrestler.
I'm training my little brother.
He's training the little brother. He's got your stepmom was a wrestler.
Yep.
So, yeah, so it's hilarious, but it actually works cool. What would you give advice you would give guys and women starting out? What would be the best advice you would give to them?
Keep your fucking mouth shut and listen to every advice, because even if there's some idiot telling you advice, like, it's going to mean something later. Because you're going to be like, oh, that idiot screwed everything up and was trying to tell me what to do. So he was not, he was faking. And just to train hard. There's so many people that don't train that just think they can get into wrestling. And they throw on a wife beater and some, like, pants that they stitched together from the Hot Topic, and they're like, man, there's my gimmick. Like, get a good gimmick. Really get something that people are going to enjoy. Don't just go out there in some trash bags and with no training and hurt people and be sloppy. Just do that.
All right. What has been, we're seeing some of the pictures on your page here in some of these matches. What has been, have you been in the business as long as you have you seen it where people are struggling and they just can't find that niche to get over? Is it more that they just don't know who they are, or they just can't break out that shell where they don't want to just dive into their character, or they're just not behind the business? What is that? What's that most popular thing that you've noticed people either bow out or they just don't have it?
Now, I've noticed a few different things. There was a girl that I helped train when I first started. About a year, I'd been in it for about a year, and I helped with her training. And she could execute every move perfectly, and she could remember everybody's matches. I can call everybody's matches. It was wonderful. But she had too many personalities. It was like there was no fire. She'd put everybody's face, and she wouldn't get fired up, and she was kind of there. It's like, well, great, you put on a great how-to, but you gotta have more. It wasn't for me. I feel like people like that really need to hone in on the personality, and even if they're kind of shy, they need to get over it. Because if you're going to wrestle, you can't be shy. One of the rules. Then there's some people that just don't get over it all, no matter what they try, and nobody friggin' likes them. And then maybe they should just give it up, or they should fail.
What's the hardest part? Is it for people to ask for help, or is it, be willing to change? Like going up to somebody and go, look, man, it's not working. Why don't you mask him? Change up the whole.
Yeah, I think it's a pride thing. People are like, oh, I love my gimmick. This is what I'm doing. This is me. I'm not changing. But it's like nobody likes you, so you got to do something. You got to let So I go, what did he do? WWE, and they say, hey, we want you to freaking wear an orange traffic cone on your head, and that's your gimmick. Then you wear an orange traffic cone on your head, and that's your freaking gimmick. Because they said to, and they know what's up.
Oh yeah, they typically get it right until you ask about the women. Yeah. What, something that, like, let's go ahead and go back to that. Do more that promoters are the women that are in the business now? Do you think they're getting discouraged by seeing what's out there in WWE and they're seeing themselves? How do you feel like the current product is reflecting in the indie scene now?
Well, it's discouraging from two aspects. Like, it's discouraging to see women on WWE and think that you can't look fly for up to them. But that you're better than them, that kind of stuff. And then on the other end, it's almost hard sometimes for decent women to get booked on shows because of the pay. Like, I know that I expect a certain amount of pay. Then I work somewhere. I'm not going to go work for $20. Mm-hmm. It's pointless to me. And it's my job. This is my job. This is all I do. So I expect a certain amount of pay. And so other girls, there's a lot of girls in the Indies that are fantastic, and they deserve to pay. Well, then there's a lot of, like, new crappy girls that maybe their sister's husband's brother is a wrestler, and they showed them how to do an arm drag once. And they put on a Catholic schoolgirl outfit, and bam, they put them in the ring. And they don't work. They work for free, or they work for $20. And so then the girls that could actually put on a good show don't get booked because they want too much money. It sucks to see that the quality of women being used has gone down so much when they deserve to be used, and people are cheap.
Yeah. Do you guys, what do y'all do? Do you, like, when you look at videos, do you go back and watch tape of, like, not now generations, but I'm saying, like, back in the day where Sherry and all of them were wrestling, Ali Kai, Rock Robin, Wendy Richter. God, there's so many more that I may be forgetting. But Velvet Sky, you had got women like that, or Trish Stratus, you had, Jazz. That's one of my favorite ones, or Jacqueline also. Do you all tend to go back there to kind of watch that?
I know that when I need some inspiration, I put in Lipstick and Dynamite and watch that. And that's all the older lady wrestlers. That's all from, like, 80s and late 70s and stuff. I go back and watch that because that's when people hit each other too. They're just bad now of people not making contact. It really sucks, and you can see it. I hate to have to expose wrestling right now, but you can see it on camera, and you can see it at shows. Women aren't hitting each other. The men do it too. They're not making contact with each other. Therefore, it looks stupid because I can tell that the person didn't get hit. People still want to believe it. Instead of the wrestling's fake, they want to believe it. Their story. They want to believe what's happened. So I go back and watch this when you actually I don't mind getting hit sometimes, like, to make the show look good. I don't understand that at all.
What's been what are wrestlers that you've watched? We talked about the people that help train and help guide you along, but in matches or back in the day when you were being a fan, were there wrestlers that people, you said, man, I'm going to take a move, or not take a move, but you just like that person's style, you like the way they worked? Who's that for you?
Well, I love Molly Holly. She's one of the favorites.
She's actually a popular answer. No, I was saying she's a popular answer. She's
Well, Molly Holly was the last great woman wrestler.
Yeah.
Like to a lot of women see her as the last great woman wrestler. She was right before they made that transition to boobs and idiots.
Yeah, yeah. Do you feel like that's kind of like that rough transition that, kind of needs to come back maybe? Come back to basics. Maybe instead of calling them the divas, bring them back as women. Because I feel like diva is not a good connotation for women wrestlers. I feel like that's an insult.
It's not, because it's what it is, though. That's what a lot of them are, divas. They're just bitches that think they're important. It sucks. I know when I say things like that, it makes me sound like I think I'm important, but I absolutely do not. So.
Yeah. Well, no, in the business, like I said, it's like respect to the craft. Like, they wouldn't call them man bitches, for wrestlers. They wouldn't, say they want to be known as wrestlers. There was that big, back in the day, what was it? Joey Styles went off on one of his, pipe bombs when he said, I want to call wrestling. I'm not a sports entertainer. I'm not storytelling, and that's what you want me to do, and that's the reason you fired the guy. So with that same feel, that same passion, is it going to take someone to actually just go out, grab a mic, and actually just saying, you divas suck, and there's a whole lot of better competition in the indie scene, I'm gone, and you take the belt with you? Or, does that need to happen?
I wish somebody would do that. I don't know what that is.
I mean, I think that would be the thing that would, kind of set the wrestling, because they're saying give divas a chance. I don't know if you've seen it on Twitter, but it's been going around. They're saying give divas a chance. I would have changed it to, get the F out divas and bring in wrestlers. I mean.
Hashtag work half as hard as some of the indie girls who come.
Hashtag no Barbies. Oh boy, wouldn't that just tick me?
Working this good for sale. And she's a great place. So we thought her
So how did y'all feel like it was kind of an insult? I mean, I know I did when I watched it, but felt like it was an insult to see the Bellas as champion.
Yeah, I mean, the one Bella is okay. The other one's not so good, I don't think. I mean, it's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Like an asshole, but.
Hey, we all have them. I mean, just like noses. Everyone's got one, and you can pick it if you want. But what has been who are some people right now? They ain't, like I said, they may not be the Barbies, but you said Jessica Havoc. What about her that you enjoy watching?
She's freaking awesome.
And besides the butt, I know I look at it too.
She's big and strong and beautiful. Like, she has it all. And she can wrestle her ass off. Like, it's not just, I'm not talking just come in and choke slam bitches. Like, I've watched her wrestle her butt off. And she's technically good, and she's a good person, and she deserves more. Like, there's just so many girls that are in Indy that need to get the TNA. That's
yeah, I mean, like I said, I was very impressed watching her work. What with that being said, her style, do you ever notice, or do you ever feel like, how do you, the wrestlers, we always say, some guys just get typecasted. The guy, that small guy that can fly around, oh, he's going to be the spot monkey. This guy is the powerhouse. This guy is the crazy one. So obviously it happens with women too. This one's the dainty butterfly. This one is going to be the monster. But do you wish that you don't have that as much and you can just kind of let them create what they want to? I mean, how is your feel about that?
You just have to go with what you got. I mean, that's the thing. I was a cheerleader in high school, and I didn't go on the top of the pyramid. I was at the bottom of the pyramid because I was a stout, strong girl, and that's just the way it is. And in wrestling, I'm the stout, strong girl. I don't go on top of the pyramid. Nobody's throwing me in the air. I'm not doing hurricane ranas. Like, I'm on the ground, and I get billed a lot to be the heel and to be the mean girl and be the bigger and tougher than the baby face, stuff like that. And that's fun. I'm comfortable with it, and I think that you just have to own what you have. Like you can't be prissy if you're 250 pounds.
Thank you.
Man, I'm gonna send her the corkscrew shooting star.
Can you do a red arrow?
Not that I don't bust out a Saturday every once in a while, because I do.
All right. I'm in him. He's my trainer, so he'll train me into taking it. But I'll go ahead and just sign the contract. We're in, like Flynn. But anyway, let me go ahead and ask this question. How the range of your area you work, like what states, what's your favorite places to work?
Well, right now my favorite place to work is Ohio, because that's where I shoot my Classy Bros wrestling at Shameless Plug. And
We like shameless plugs.
I do like Shameless Plug. I enjoy Florida. I've been to Tampa a lot. I enjoy there. I've been to New Jersey, and I enjoy New Jersey. I enjoyed working in New Jersey. I didn't so much enjoy New Jersey. So it was kind of grody in a way.
Go to New York! Anyway, yeah. Sorry, got family in New York. Sorry.
Tampa, I love Tampa because it's just awesome there all the time, except for when it rains and then it suddenly floods for no reason.
All right, awesome. So, all right, here's something that I want to ask. So, we just talked about the crowd, or, venues you've been to, or, places you've been. What would give me, have you ever made the crowd so angry they just wanted to reach out and get at you? And if so, what was the funniest moment in that? Because let's be honest, there's your ring story, there's your locker room story, and the road story. So let's talk about the ring. Let's have a little fun here. Give me some ring stories that you've had and went, holy crap, only here.
Like an in-ring story?
You could do an in-ring, and like I said, I definitely want to hear one about, if anyone, like what was it? Jesse talked about how someone almost ripped the top off or messed up her top, and she ended up beating the hell out of that person. Another person talked.
I drove Jessie Bell on her head once.
Oh, God.
I picked her up for a body slam, and we were both quite greasy from body lotion and sweat, and she was kind of oozed down me, and I dropped her on her head.
Wow.
I felt so bad about that. But I don't know. There's a wrestler. I won't name her.
Yeah.
I won't say her name.
Wrestler X.
But I had to wrestle her one evening. And I was like, well, let's wrestle. And I was like, what do you want to do? And she's like, well, I don't know. What do you want to do? I was like, well, let's start out chain wrestling. And she was like, I don't chain wrestle. And I was like, what the fuck? Who doesn't chain wrestle? And then I was like, well, all you need is the power move. And you can sell. And she's like, I don't really sell. And I was like, what are you talking about? You have to sell. And so we got out there, and the ref was my friend at the time. And I had her, how old school women where you stand on their hair and pull their hands up.
Yep.
Well, I was doing that to her, and she looked up and she said, ouch, ouch, you're really on my hair. And I looked at the ref, and he just died laughing. So I stood on her ears and kept pulling. And then I picked her up for body slam, and she said, don't throw me hard. So I held her over the ring and dropped her. And then I gave her the old Indy kick where everybody does, where you snap marry someone and kick them in the back.
Yep.
And we get to the back. She comes back there. And she's like, "Are your boots still toed?" And I was like, "No." And she's like, "Well, you need to watch your kicks because they hurt." And I was like, "Well, if they hurt, there's a friggin' reason." I was like, "You need to learn to wrestle." How about that? And so she gathered her things and left. I've not talked to her since.
And her name is Nikki Bella.
Her name was something I'm not going to say.
No, you don't have to say her name. I'm just making jokes.
Just say Miss Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, Miss Brock Lesnar. Yeah, and she didn't take you to Suplex City. And
you said about fans.
Yeah.
There has been a time I was working for Shane Morton in Columbia, Tennessee, and I was out there with Tim Ernesto and some other people. I don't remember who all was in the match, but they hated me. Man, they hated me. It was a really big building that they had. It was a bunch of people. And another wrestler's sister was in the crowd, and I think her son was the ref. I think I smacked him. I don't even know what happened. She got so mad, and we're walking to the back, and she reached over and grabbed my hair ripped a chunk of my hair out. One of my guys punched her, and then she waited outside in the parking lot with a knife. She wanted to stab me.
Cut her deep.
She's gonna
Cut
you
deep. She's gonna cut you deep now.
It was still really hurting it.
Yes, my favorite guy. We saw him at Ring of Honor, by the way, and he was loving it. Anyway, oh my God, yeah. So, all right, and that now obviously you play a heel. All right, so that's obviously been set, and we all now know. What?
Most of the time. Okay. Every once in a while, I feel like I'm nice.
Wow, I bet people around you going, "Whoa, you playing bass? What the hell's going on?" What is it? Tell us to describe us, because one, I try to help with the character development. We try to get guys to get used to play heel, play face, just go with it, have fun with it. Tell us just that moment, how fun it is when you could get someone so ticked off wanting to beat you, and you gotta go security, come on, just move her away, please. And of course, that's when you realize no security's there because he's eating nachos and he can't get off his fat butt. And he's watching something else.
I need security. I get free burgers and a free show. Yeah.
Oh, you need me? Hold on. So, have you had that moment? Have you had that wonderful moment?
Yeah, I mean, you just have to. Like, you have to really go for the cheap heat sometimes. I mean, if you see a fat bitch, you gotta say, "Hey, did you buy 2 tickets for both those seats you're sitting in?" You just gotta go. You gotta go for it. I just say stuff. I literally say whatever comes out of my mouth.
Oh
It's just the way I go. And sometimes it turns out really bad for me. In a good way.
Hey, baby, I like your tooth. Did you shine it for me tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I had a woman throw a full water bottle at my face. It hit me so hard, and I was so mad. I remember, if you're a fan, I remember chasing her down in the parking lot, and they're like, "Kathy, she's pregnant, don't." And I was like, "I'll reach in there and grab her baby out and beat her with it. I don't give a shit." So.
That would have been a great promo. I'm going to reach up in there, take the baby, and beat the ever-living piss out of you with your baby.
I would have. I was pretty mad. That water bottle hurt.
She's pregnant.
That's
Don't
Moxley.
Yeah, that would be a Moxley. Who? God, try to get back to this locker room stories. How guys will just do stupid stuff, and not women. I love how people say, "Oh, we get along just fine." Look, come on, guys and women are just as catty as each other. So, any fun locker room stories that maybe got crazy, but just fun in general, just some goofball stuff happen.
I don't know. There's a lot of balls in wrestling. I'll tell you that. I've never seen more balls in my entire existence than when I started wrestling. I'm one of the guys, though. I'm very much considered one of the guys. Nobody sees me as a dainty girl, so it's pretty much just ball city for me. And a lot of guys really put their balls on each other and on each other's things. And it's balls are rampant right now. Like, there's a lot of, I'm going to rub my balls on somebody's stuff, and then they come back and they put their stuff on, and balls, I wish I had balls so I could play the balls game, but not, so I'm out. But, I mean, there's hilarious stuff like that constantly going on. I mean, and then there's there's weird stuff happen. Sometimes there's like idiot, scary funny. Like, there was a guy, the promoter specifically said there's a battle royale, don't touch the women. The women are just there to stand outside, and they're just there to watch and stand outside and cheer, don't touch the women. And as I'm doing it, one of the guys came up and grabbed me, and he was just a D-bag. And the guy I was dating at the time comes diving off the ring onto him and like beats him down, and then he spikes him in the back, and the dude's wife is like screaming at him to get up. She's like, if you don't get up and fight back, I'm going to divorce you. So that's like a big running joke now forever, because that's hilarious.
Just remember that with your woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Triple H. Anyway, so, all right. And now let's go ahead and talk about everyone's favorites. Let's just go into it. Just the road stories. You know, driving, you're going to go crazy eventually, or you're going to have a bunch of people and you're just going to have too much fun on your hands.
Well, I just recently acquired a mom van.
Oh!
So we're about to start having some road trips in my mom van. I did have a PT Cruiser, but now we've got the mom van in check. So I'm just going to start traveling around with Jeremiah Plunkett and Carrie Awful and Nick Iggy. And just trying to go cause some scenes.
So, all right. Now, I understand. I'm a PT Cruiser guy, too. I have one, you know, and eventually when my disability kicks in, would like to get me a freaking van if I need to. But now let's go ahead and talk about it. Any funny stories, anything that, you know, just, you know, and don't worry. I mean, it's not like I'm going to get the FCC get me saying, you know, you shouldn't have said that. Whatever. It's my show.
Oh, no, just a couple weeks ago on the way to IWA, I had, it was Jeremiah Plunkett was driving. I was in the passenger, and we had our friend Urban, who is from a podcast called The Last Real that I did a couple weeks ago. And Carrie Awful, and we're in the car, and we're going, and there's this traffic hit, and I need something, so I get out, and I get it out of the trunk. We're all laughing about that. We're all fired up anyways, and there's this trucker next to us, happened to be an African-American man, and Carrie Awful screaming out the window, and he's like, what's this traffic about, man? You got a CB radio, what's this traffic about? And the guy's like, he looks at me, I have a really low-cut shirt on, and I don't know if anybody got a drift of it, but I've got giant titties. So he's looking directly into my boob hole, and like, he's like, we're on Interstate 65, but the guy's looking directly into my boobs, and he was like, well, there's a wreck up there at 69, and he was like, I mean 65.
Did it?
I screamed, I'll show you 69. And the guy like starts freaking out, and then Carrie Awful was laughing, and that screamed me big go party, and the bitch just lost his shit. So.
Oh my God! Wow. I'm not gonna ask to marry you because you know that'd be kind of wrong, but just come hang with us. I like crazy people, I really do, and you know, yeah, exactly. I got this guy with me. We got a whole house full of crazy wrestlers, so just join the club. We'd love to have you.
I mean, it was crazy as he did. So.
Hey man, and it's good. And like I said, giant titties, I respect those.
Night, I acquired a pig puppet at the gas station. I'd been knocked out in that match, and then I don't remember getting the pig puppet, but apparently I bought a pig puppet and talked to people with it. So,
so you bought it. Sorry, I'm having to breathe here on that one. That was kind of funny. Hi, how you doing? I just got the shit knocked out of me. Click. Yep.
Yeah, the pig puppet's in the van now. It's going to be on road trips with us.
But the great part is you got guys that'll look at you. Go, look, you got giant titties, so we can listen to you.
Yeah, I mean, at least there's something to look at.
Yeah,
you know?
hey, you know, I mean, look, we respect that ability. Okay, we do.
Well, if what I'm saying isn't interesting, at least I think that I have your attention because you're staring at my boobs.
Exactly. Well, I don't have you on video camera. See, and people would love to see that, but look at me. Sorry, America. I apologize. You gotta look at me, and I ain't got no man boobies. Yeah, so look at this one, and don't cry. Sorry. So, oh, whatever. Just make sure you show up on time. What?
I never late.
Yeah, but you got to have homeboy with you. What has it been? You know, what's your things? You know that you just love about wrestling. What do you enjoy the most?
I enjoy traveling around and meeting new people. That's really their thing for me. And when I started, there was, you know, I used to watch Awesome Kong on TV, and she was one of my favorites. And then I showed up in Florida, and the booker said, "Hey, do you want to have a match with Awesome Kong and Leilani Kai today?" And I was like, "Are you shitting me?" Sure. I was like, and it's meeting people that I watch and I admire, and then they're just normal, real cool people. And I enjoy that. I enjoy, you know, the new experiences. Even if I wrestle somebody horrible, at least I had the experience. I enjoy the road trips. It's getting there is half the battle. So.
Oh, that is so true, especially when you go to the truck stops or gas stations and people looking and going, what the hell? And trust us, we've had that too.
Some of us are.
Oh, I'm like constantly in a cutoff sleeve t-shirt and a fanny pack, so I get looked at retarded constantly.
Fanny pack is the number one essential item in the indie wrestler's repertoire. You gotta have the
It
fanny.
used to be, man, and then it dropped off for a while. I'm bringing fanny pack back.
Oh no,
Fanny
this
pack, wolf pack.
yeah, the fanny pack, wolf pack. That's gonna start trending. Fanny pack, wolf
It
pack.
is, dude.
Hashtag.
We're gonna make a t-shirt.
Yeah. All wrestling talk. It'll go all WTN, and it's gonna say hashtag fanny pack, wolf pack.
Going back, fanny packs are awesome.
Yep, fanny packs are awesome. Yeah, that's what his little thing is. He's awesome. So the backwoods badass over here. So what is about, what 5 year, you've been in the business 14 years and coming up in May, but what are things that you hope for, in the upcoming years here for you in the wrestling business?
Like for me personally,
Sure.
I've rocked it out. My body is not going to last too much longer. So, I'm going to spend the next couple of years doing everything I can do and traveling to as many shows as possible. And then after that, hopefully, Classic Broad Wrestling will be a pretty big customs company that I can just sit back and work on and have girls come to me and do matches. And that way I can still be involved. Even if I can't wrestle, I still want to be involved in wrestling. I don't want to leave it all together. But that's my personal goal.
Talk about that. It's just that passion. Let's talk about that for a minute before we sign off here. Because when people leave the business, they come back. But talk about, because people just don't get it sometimes. With the business, you could be mad, you could get upset, but that ring, whatever you do, being able to help a talent over, talk wrestling, you can still have that fire. Talk about how much that means to you.
That means a lot to me. I mean, wrestling's like herpes. You can't get rid of it. No matter what you do, you're still going to have the itch and the burn. And
what's up? I got wrestling herpes and full pack fanny pack, baby.
It is a passion of mine. Whether or not I'm wrestling, whether or not I'm helping other people wrestle, whether or not I'm just running a customs company and facilitating a place for women to come and have a safe place to work and get paid. It's really important to me that happens. And it's hard to leave it. I've tried to leave before, but like I said, you just can't. You come back. I've seen plenty of people say they're leaving, and they leave, and they come back. And once it's in you, you can't stop it. And I don't ever want to have to stop it. So hopefully I don't break hip or anything.
Well, let me go ahead and ask you. You mentioned this custom wrestling. Let's go ahead and ask about that. And, because it sounds like this is also going to be a passion of yours. Go ahead and bring that up. What's it about?
Custom wrestling is where you can email me at the Kitten 143 at Yahoo, and you can say, you can look at my flyers, or any customs company, you can do this. You look at their flyer, you look at their website, and you say, I like this girl, I like this girl, or I like this guy and this girl. You have mixed matches at some places. So it's pretty much, I like these two people and I want them to wrestle. You get to write a script for it, like your dream match with all the moves that you like, and you send in money, and we perform that for you. Or we have people perform that for you, and then we mail you. You can either do a DVD or a download through the internet of the match, and it's your very own. And you can have them even talk about you in it or whatever you want. I know I have a guy that we pretend like it's his wrestling federation, and we call it his belts. And hi, Steve, by the way, Steve Wrestling Federation. And we call it his belts. And he's a great guy, very non-pervy, doesn't ask us to do anything weird. Some people are like, hey, can you get barefoot and hug each other? And I'm like, oh, yeah, well, that's weird. But there's a lot of guys that just want regular stuff. I know Michael Walker, I met him through Custom, and he's actually a really good friend of mine, and he's the co-owner of Classic Broad Wrestling now. So he's also a very respectful guy. And there's a lot of customers that are respectful and just want regular matches. So people want weird curvy stuff. There's fetish sites for that, though. We don't get into the super curved stuff. We'll get some bare feet action if you need it, but mostly we're just about the wrestling and the comedy. But yeah, so you can just make your own dream match and hit me up and we make it for you.
All right, that sounds pretty damn hot and pretty damn cool. So all I'm going to say is send me the information so I can share it. And I would share. People need to know that it's my responsibility in this business. Is all wrestling talk. Share every kind of aspect of indie wrestling out there. So that's just my
Well,
little.
I'm very much a believer in cross promotion. I think that so many people are trying to show each other down, which is a matter of fact, IWA, the show got shut down tonight because there's haters that are so mad about the fact that Ian Rotten puts on such a better show than they do and draws so many more fans than they do that they have to call in codes and do this and that and try to get the show shut down. Instead of just working on their own craft and making their own shit better.
Yeah.
And so many people do that. I really believe that you should help each other out. And there's Customs Pro Wrestling with Sarah Summers, there's Ultimate Women's Wrestling with a little bit. There's Platinum Ladies with Leslie Clive. There's NSW with Mike Harris. There's so many really good places that you can go work and make money. There's so many good promotions like IWA. And there's no reason that we shouldn't all help each other out, lift each other up with that. Because I would hope that people do that for me and not try to get me shut down, even though I know there is someone that hates me right now and wants to get me shut down. But she'll get over herself. That's okay.
We'll cut them deep. But anyway.
I got a dream match for you.
Uh-oh.
Me, you, street fight. Dream match.
Me?
Me and you, street fight.
Well, come to me.
All right, where are you located? I'll come work for you.
We'll travel. It'll be an all wrestling talk exclusive. How about that? But where are you at again?
And the pickup.
Where are you at again?
I'm in Nashville.
Oh, I ain't that
That's where
far.
I'm from.
That's where he's from, actually. So, I know this is going to be very weird. But anyway, I don't mind. I'll bring the camera. So, all right, before we sign off, I want to go ahead and just say, if you want to go ahead and just say, get people how to book you, or, do they go straight to your Facebook, or at least, if you're interested, where can they find more stuff about the great Kathy Owens, the kitty wrestler? Say that again? Okay. I'm sorry, but the phone on your side may be going out or in a bit. So I didn't hear that. So I'm trying to get you to repeat that for me, please.
Oh, okay. What part did you not hear?
All of it. Because we were just like, all right, I think I hear. Was there a kernel there?
Oh, okay. I was saying, you can contact me at Kitten143 at Yahoo, or you can Facebook me. If you want to see the butcher, you can go through IWA, because sometimes I'm the butcher, not just the kitten. If you want to book me as the butcher or the kitten, you can. Just contact me on email or Facebook. And if you want custom, contact me.
I do. And also, your talents, I would definitely want to see more. So I definitely want to see you. We'll have to come up to Tennessee. So, but honestly, I want to just say thank you for everything. I appreciate your opinion. I appreciate your bluntness in a lot of the areas of wrestling. And I just want to thank you very much, Ms. Owens. Kathy, I really do appreciate you because, when people watch wrestling, they don't really think on the other side of what the other people are going through. And I feel like that opinion needs to come out. In wrestling, you only got 10, 15 minutes, if that, in a match, and you really don't get to share what you want. And half the time, heels are in the back. They don't get to come out and mingle with the fans. So, to me, I want to make sure the voices are out there for people. So anytime I say it to everybody, but the ones I say it to, I mean it, because anytime you want to get your opinion out or want to talk about something, that's what all wrestling talks about, and I'd love to have you again. So I really want to thank you so much for being a part of the show.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm excited to tell people in the food.
Hey, and you have some very talented stories, and we appreciate it. And we're going to talk more about this Hoss Michaels versus you in the match. I think we're going to make something happen. If not, I might have to pull a Triple H and say you can't have this match. I got to take it. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying. Look.
You know, street fights are my
Eat your Wheaties. Eat your Wheaties and train up.
You know, street fights are my favorite.
Yeah, I know they are, but I eat multigrain Cheerios. Thank you very much, and they do a really good job for me. So, so I appreciate you so much. Is there anything you'd like to say, to people that may be able to watch this, promoters, anyone that you'd like, or just anything you'd like to say?
Oh, I mean, I think I said it all. I'm just me. I'm Kathy. I'm an asshole. Deal with it. I like who I like, and I don't like who I don't like. And if you want me, then book me. If you don't want me, then eat a dick.
Kathy, I love you, and I will try to book you again because I just want more of you. So get over that, because I'm the crazy Puerto Rican dump mass. All right.
That was awesome.
That was awesome. All right, y'all. That was Kathy Owens. We want to thank everyone for watching. Casey's over at Winder, thank you so much for giving us a sponsorship. DCWM, Big Dogs Lawn Care. The awesome one, Hoss Michaels, thanks for being on the show and just laughing. And I'm C-Double. You just heard her. Eat a dick. We're out.